Take a moment and focus on your breathing. Breathe in, be healthy, breathe out. We are ViBreathe. Did you know that 40 million Americans suffer from anxiety disorders each day? Millions more experience high levels of stress, and Americans spend over $50 billion on their health each year. Our solution? ViBreathe. ViBreathe is a wristband which uses vibration technology to assist users in guided breathing and health optimization. Guided or paced breathing has been used for centuries to combat symptoms of stress and pain, as well as increase overall wellness. Paced breathing is scientifically proven to help regulate your nervous system and enhance your physical and mental strength. Our story begins in California, where our founder Katie was attending a biofeedback conference. One of her colleagues mentioned that she would love to see biofeedback technology developed for the deaf and blind. Katie worked in a biofeedback stress management lab, and she knew that paced breathing techniques are the first tools that biofeedback practitioners teach their clients. The pain that Katie discovered was the lack of breath pacers available for the deaf and blind. The solution was to create a tactile breath pacer. The first prototype concept was rudimentary and similar to a handheld stress ball with movable parts which would travel across the palm in a rhythmic pattern, reminding the user to breathe. The value proposition was a tactile breath pacing device designed for and to be marketed specifically to biofeedback practitioners, psychologists, and their deaf and blind clientele. The main hypotheses of this first stage were that there is a gap in the market, a product like this would be viable, and that handheld technology would be an effective solution to the problem. To validate these ideas, Katie spoke to a focus group of 8 technology developers, engineers, and clinicians. They confirmed that there was a gap in the market and that a product like this would be viable. But vibration technology would be the best tactile movement sensation. This information led to our first pivot. We switched to a vibration model breath pacer. We then had a new set of hypotheses to test: that this type of breath pacer was possible to make, and that handheld vibration is an effective solution to the need for breath pacers. Katie then interviewed 15 electrical engineers and computer scientists. She found that it was possible to make, but wearable technology in the form of a wristband would be the most effective solution to the problem. After doing some market research, we learned that the wearable technology industry is projected to reach $12.6 billion in 2018. This research helped us pivot to creating a wearable technology wristband breath pacer instead of a handheld model. One of the engineers joined our team and created our first prototype. Original cost estimations were between $5 and $7 to make the product, and we cost-priced the product at $12 to $18. Because of the new wristband format, we decided we could expand our market to all people who interact in situations where hearing or seeing a breath pacer is inconvenient. At this stage, we looked more closely at our competition and how we could have competitive advantage. Our main competitors for breath pacing and fitness apps and watches are phone apps, Easy Air, Breath Sync, Fitbit, and Nike's Fuel Band. In one-on-one interviews with clinicians and biofeedback technology distributors, we asked what advantages they saw in our product over the competitors. In addition to revalidating our current ideas, the interviewed experts stated several advantages of ViBreathe, including greater hands-free convenience, a more convenient reminder, and the affordable cost for product. As Dr. Barbara Morell stated, ViBreathe serves as a synergistic tool for a modern and stressful life. We then surveyed 50 people to assess initial reactions to paced breathing. One of the main findings from this activity was that for a majority of people, the first thing that came to mind was that this type of product would be useful for friends or family with panic or anxiety disorders. After learning about these new market possibilities, we pivoted to expand our customer segment to the 40 million Americans who currently suffer from the pain of an anxiety disorder. We expanded our business model canvas to include our new market and added our distributing connections to key partners. To test our hypothesis that paced breathing would be a solution to help with anxiety, we researched dozens of scientific articles on paced breathing. In the process, we discovered about 17 other groups of people who benefit from paced breathing, such as those with cardiac disease, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, insomnia, and asthma. We also learned that paced breathing can be used to help those who are already healthy maximize their body's physical and mental efficiencies. With this new information in mind, we pivoted our customer segment to include not just those who have physical ailments, but also those who wish to optimize their health. This means that our market size has expanded to include more than 80 million Americans. Because of this pivot to include a more general population, we knew we needed to include functions in our wristband that would appeal to a wider audience. So we added a watch function to our prototype, pictured here, and went out to test our hypotheses that people use breathing to decrease stress and see what they would be willing to pay for a product like this. In a new survey of 160 people, the hypothesis that people use breathing as a stress management tool was validated by 87% of those surveyed. We also found that people would be willing to pay an average of $35 for the minimum viable product. What we hadn't accounted for was the 89% of people who had not heard of paced breathing or its benefits, and this was a barrier to their purchasing the product. Even in a yoga group of 55 students, few understood the benefits without explanation. We also learned that many people requested a heart rate monitor included in the product. Because such a small number of people understand paced breathing, we pivoted to add education to our key activities and provide user-friendly information about paced breathing in our marketing campaigns. We also decided to change from a cost-price revenue model to our value-priced one, since there is a 43% increase in potential revenue. In order to capture a wider market, a premium version will be introduced and will include a heart rate monitor and Bluetooth capabilities. We found that people are willing to pay an additional $50 for these products. Due to the variety of potential consumers of our product, we decided to focus our first marketing campaign on one subgroup, the yoga and meditation practitioners. According to our ongoing research, advertisements promoting our product as a guided breathing accessory designed for yoga practitioners have been the most effective in generating interest. Currently, we are enhancing the functions of our ViBreathe prototype, experimenting with yoga-friendly wristband designs, continuing our customer validation, creating our crowdfunding campaign, and continuing validation of our product in research labs. We are ViBreathe. Breathe in, be healthy,